Hello everyone, Mystic here, and welcome back to A Hat in Time. Last time we defeated Chapter 2's boss, or, well, one of the two. So, for now, let's get to work on rifts. The thing about the rifts within Chapter 2 is, as the chapter split between two different Conductor and DJ Grooves movies, and then Deadbird Studio and the award ceremony, it's obvious the blue ones are going to be one for each movie. Thanks to this image, you can tell that this one's in the big parade, due to how the floor's covered with penguins. And this one you can tell is in Murder of the Orient Express, due to how it's all sort of very old styled. So let's go on with Murder on the Orient Expresses. Now that we're here, we already know everything that goes down, so we don't need to talk with them.
That having a pet helps improve tissue or But if you had a pet, what do you think the name of your pet's childhood pet?
Fill it up and spam.
Why, hello, as from one owl to another, we can share details, yes? What is your...
There you go. Alright. Hopefully we can carry on with minimal crow interference.
Right.
There we go. And, as you can see, it's just here. The main gimmick of this one is the usage of buttons. So, this won't be too hard or too bad. There. As you can see as well, the buttons also stopped at this platform. And here's an actual enemy being one of the owls. Now, a lot of people would have trouble with this part, which makes sense. The platforms do move pretty quick. Now, the annoying thing is with this one, you've got to wait for these to actually spin around to reveal every button. Then luckily it's just some gear jumping, and then you have to actually climb onto the gear. Avoid getting crushed. And then hit two buttons to cause all those gears to move out of position. Climb up, and there's the timepiece. Now, be prepared. We got 24. "24 is a very special number, and you're about to learn why real soon. I won't be speaking for this next bit until it's prepared. Or not. I believe 24 was the number, or was it 25? It was 25. Sorry about that, it's just we're very close to unlocking another chapter, but the chapter's very unique. So for now, let's head into the big parade, and this one's going to be a much harder one to locate due to the cityscape nature. But luckily we don't have to directly go to Grooves. And there it is over there. I somehow touched it. I'm not going to question that. Time Rift the Moon. This one, you have a band following you, and it begins instantly. Also be very careful, because sometimes the camera will try to do that to you. Okay. You also need to have the hook shot for this mission. Keep trying to lure them over there. There we go. Okay. What you want to do is you can just climb up the fourth one. So you want to try and lure them. Okay. Oh. I hit my head, so I'm falling down. And before you think that makes you safe, the moment that they would hit the death box, they just teleport back to where you are. Okay, I need to stop doing that. There. There we go. Now this part you might think is going to be impossible due to it being balloons. But right here we can hook shot to more balloons. And this opens up. And I'd recommend grab this before any come near you, because then they begin to pile up on you. Now that it's 25, it's going to occur, so let's collect this hat. And I'm going to be quiet for this.
Here we go! All right, I'm in. I made it. I infiltrated that kid's spaceship without the alarms going off. I bet she's collected a ton more timepieces than I have. Now where does she keep them?
Even though she did set off the alarm, Hackett isn't here. But we're playing as Mustache Girl. Now, Mustache Girl can't do anything besides jump and dash. She can't even climb ladders. Climb up walls. But as she's after the timepieces, we need to lead her to the vault.
Jackpot! This must be where she stores them all. Time to mess with time a little.
And just like that, Mustache Girl proceeds to break time. So before we go on with the Purple Rift of Chapter 2, I would like to now let you know, until we complete the chapter over there, which we just unlocked, the planet's going to look like this. Not the best look, but we'll fix that eventually. But for now, we've got to find the Purple Rift, which, if you recall from literally the entire time we were ever in Deadbird Studio, being the first time we came, the second time at night, or now the third, you're going to know it's actually pretty early on in the stage. We can skip over them talking by holding that and X on the PlayStation. It would be A on either Xbox or the Switch, and as for PC, I'm not fully sure. Yes, we know we're going to be billed, but we're going to magically vanish, and the bill won't pass on anyway. Skip this too.
Get out of the set, please.
Let's make this movie happen. Owls in position.
And
Action!
if you want to go quickly, you can jump on top of this like that. And here it is. Purple Time Rift, Deadbird Studio. This is a much harder Purple Rift than what we had previously. If you have the relic badge, I would recommend have it on right now. As you can see, there's a lot of small spaces that anything could be hiding in. Plus, you do need to eventually start dodging lights. And as you can see, here is the first of 8 pages. The amount of pages can vary, and I will recommend have the item magnet badge on as soon as you can. As you can see, this place is very crumbled apart in this rift. Here we go. Over here is a rift pond. We are going to try and find all the pieces of the picture book. However, if I cannot find them all, I will try my hardest to tell you the full story. We can open up the vault there, and now we have 3 of the 8 pages in 2 levels. You need to make sure you gain at minimum, if I'm correct, it's half of them for the book to even have the ability to appear. You want to check every little crevice for both rift ponds and picture book pieces. And this is a particularly hard Purple Rift for the fact of how big this area is. There we go. We may have been spotted, but we still got the rift pond. Plus there's a heart pond right here. as you can see, there's many winding routes, and the picture books in here aren't that bad. The issue is just how big of an area this all is, making it a lot harder to actually get around. However, it seems to be we might have collected everything we need already. Which, if that's the case, isn't that bad. Or so you'd think. This area is the biggest one in any rift. And that is known because it has by far the most rift ponds and the most picture book pieces in a single area in any purple rift. And you can tell this because I'm still not done collecting everything in here, as it is extremely difficult to collect everything. That appears to be everything that's potentially collectible, but never let your guard down, especially with this one rift in particular. As you can see, this place is very much broken apart. And apparently it's also hard to jump around in here. There. We've already got enough rift ponds, but of course we're looking for the picture book pieces as well. Here we go. In order to get around here, you've got to jump over the cameras. Follow along with the owls. Now over here, you would need the dweller mask. But if you don't have the dweller's mask, lightly double jump as far as you can and then dive. You can still make it. You can believe me when I say it feels like we're not done in here, as half the time I'm not even sure myself if I've collected everything. And as it seems to be, we might have missed one or two pieces of the picture book. But it ends now, all the way back in the ruined Deadbird studio that we saw when we went to fight the conductor. And with 7 of the 8 pieces of the picture book, I will have to fill in for the final piece, as sadly it appears we missed it. Luckily, the picture book isn't needed for completion, but it would have been good to give insight anyway. And with that, let's quickly put back on the hover badge. And we got 3 stickers here for our weapon. By holding down L3 on a PlayStation controller, you can enter this wheel with the stickers. What it essentially is an emote wheel. But now, we have all of the rifts done in chapters 1 and 2. Nukta and Groove's big dreams. As you can see, they both lived in vastly different locations. Grooves lived on the moon, while the Nukta lived in what appears to be like a desert town house. Both of them loved to watch TV. And when they both saw the Annual Bird Movies Awards #1, the original, they both wanted to become directors and win that trophy. Several years later, Deadbird Studio came up for rent, and they both got a key. However, when they both met up for the first time, finding out they both bought the place, that's where their rivalry began. While we don't have the last image, I can tell you, from then on, Deadbird Studio was split in two. One side being the conductor with his train movies, and the other being Grooves with his sci-fi on the moon. And how fitting that we got a jazz remix for one of the levels in the very chapter. With the rifts done within chapter 2, and quite a sum of ponds collected, we're 7 off of the compass badge. So this means, in essence, we're just short. But thanks to what we've already done in chapter 3, being everything minus the rifts and the boss, next time on A Hat in Time, we're going to finish chapter 3 with the boss and all the rifts in the same exact episode. So, this is Mystic, and goodbye.